Alright, so in the last video we actually got some routes working, and in this video we're actually going to clean up a little bit and we're actually going to create the update and the delete routes. And it's going to be also really interesting. So first we're going to clean this up. So these are the controllers. And in here, I'm going to change this as well, mark. These are going to be the user routes. User routes. Perfect. And okay, so let's go to our services. So we already have to create a new user service. We also have to get all users. And we also need like a function where we can actually retrieve that one user, right? So we're gonna do create new file. It's gonna be Swift file. And it's gonna be I think get selected user service. Okay, so we're gonna do import. And let's see. We're gonna do fluent. We're gonna do vapor. And in here we're gonna do a struct. And this is gonna be get selected user service. And then static func get selected user. Okay, so when we want to get a selected user, right, we actually need like a parameter, and that's probably going to be the ID. Event loop future. And there's going to be user model dot, no, this is going to be user model probably, or user model dot public. Let me think about this. So we actually want the user. The selected, yes, you know what, we're going to do that. So we're going to do the selected user. We're going to actually return the full user. And yeah, we still have the problem with the password, right? Because we don't want to show people the password, especially us for the admins. So instead of that, we're actually going to do dot public, and I'm actually going to update the whole I'm actually going to update the whole code later to make it also admin accessible. So that means that we admins also can see the information like where you live, what your if you're subscribed, which courses you follow, and so on and so on. Okay, so in here we're gonna do underscore. Underscore is gonna be user ID. This is gonna be UUID. And next is gonna be underscore rec. This is gonna be request. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we actually can do a return try. User model dot query on the rec.db. Then we can do dot filter. Then I think it's gonna be dash dot ID is equal to user ID. After that, dot first. And after that we do abort. Dot abort. Right now it's not abort. I think it's error or something. Oh yeah, dot unwrap. That was it. I'm sorry. So dot unwrap. And that's going to be abort, just in case the user is not found. So dot not found. And we don't need that one, like this. Okay. And after that, we're actually going to do dot map. You know what? Let's, instead of let's take return away. Let user equal to, like this. Okay. And after that, return user dot map. for user in, and then we're gonna do return user dot convert to public. Okay, so this way we can actually get the selected user by the user ID, and that means that the user ID is actually inserted inside the URL. So then we go to our controllers. We're going to create a new control. Actually, it will be way easier to work with extensions on this. That will be way easier. So that we actually create a struct of user controller, and we just create extensions every time. So create our user controller and so on. But we could also put everything in one user controller. That will make it a lot easier for us as well, huh? Yes, you know what? Let's do that. We're going to change this around a little bit. So we're going to do user controller like this. Then we're going to take this one and we're going to cut this one out of here. Inside the user controller. Under there, we're going to paste that one. We're going to call this the user controller. We're going to delete this file here. Move to trash. Okay. Then what we need to do, we actually need to go to our routes.swift and we have to destroy this one. Then we're going to take this one and we're going to change this one to this. Oh, wait a second. No, this is going to be user controller like this. And we're also going to call this user controller. That makes it easier for us as well. Controller. So sometimes splitting up everything is not the best way to work. So that's why we're going to change this around a little bit so that it makes it easier for us. Okay. So, well, we have the get selected user. So we go to our user controller on the top here. Under there, mark. This returns a selected user. Func retrieve selected user. This is going to be of type rec of request. Throws event loop feature of user model dot public, and I think let user ID is equal to rec dot. Let me check this really quick just to be sure. Yeah, rec dot parameters dot get. And we're going to call this user ID like this. And after that, we're going to do return try get selected user service dot get selected user. This is going to be the user ID. This is going to be rec. Okay, like this. Then we go back to our routes. And under here, we can actually do app.routes.get. And this is going to be like this. API.users.value. After that, after the comma, we're going to do another string. This is going to be double point user ID. Nope. Double point user ID like this. And then we're going to do user controller. Nope. User controller dot retrieve selected user. So this means that the moment when we call this endpoint with the user, oh, we need a comma there. When we call this endpoint with the user ID behind it, we actually get only the selected user. So let's stop the API. Let's run this. Cannot find raw value. Oh, wait a second. This has to be a dot. Sorry. So stop the API. Let's run it. Then we go to our Postman. And let's say we only want the admin user, right? So this is this user ID. We can copy that. And we paste this behind this one. We paste it behind the users. And now, oh, the build failed. What happened? Cannot find the user ID and scope. Oh, I see it already. That has to be that one, like this. What's this? Type string of UUID. Oh, yes, I understand. So I think we can actually change this to string like this. Let's see if that works. It's probably gonna complain about this one, or it's probably gonna complain that we are trying to search string. Yes, of course. We can actually do let ID equals so UUID UUID string. This is gonna be a user ID, and then we're gonna change this to ID. I think this would be the best way to do it. Build failed. No exact matches and call for method filter. Okay, why not? What's this? Try user model.query on rec.db. No exact matches in call for method filter. Shouldn't be dot find maybe. Okay, you know what? Let's delete this really quick. Dot find. Dot filter. Dash dot ID is equal to ID. Oh, well, you know what? Let's make this UUID like this. UUID dot first dot unwrap abort dot not found. Let's see if this works better. Probably not. Oh, wait a second. Has this? Maybe we need a dollar sign there. Is that a possibility? Okay. So yes, it's building. So I think we fixed it. No calls to throwing functions occur within try. Doesn't matter. We don't need to worry about that for now. Let's go to Postman. And let's see if this works. So send. Yes, and as you can see now we actually only get the selected user. Pretty cool. Yeah, this looks really nice. And yeah, so we also got to get the selected user working. In the next video, we're gonna do update and we're gonna do delete user. I have a meeting right now, so I have to go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, development is not that easy, especially when you work with a web framework and when you work with backend languages, with databases. Most of the time you make mistakes. You saw that, you see me making mistakes as well all the time. And this is how coding works, so it's pretty cool. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.